what it do, y'all? What it do? What it do? Normally, as an antagonist of hypergamy, there wouldn't be much I would offer as far as how beneficial hypergamy could be for men. However, there's only one notion of how hypergamy could benefit men. The best way hypergamy could be a benefit for a man, or when it actually benefits men, is simply when she knows that she can't live without you. And so, what do I mean by this? I don't mean from the sense of a woman worshiping a man. It's just simply due to her being so connected with him that she can't see herself being with anybody else. There's just a certain sense of how he takes care of her, how he makes her feel warmed, welcomed, wanted, and accepted. All this she knows that she can't get from any other man out there. So if she's not coming at a man a certain way like that already from the beginning, to me, to a certain man, that's already a turnoff, because if she's not making you a focus or a priority in ways that she was willing to change a part of her life for you, because it's not really that. I don't know where people get this notion that a man's supposed to change a woman's life. Okay. No, she changes her life for that man. Okay. To basically incorporate whatever her life is into his life. And that's how two become one. I don't mean one as number one, but unified one, right? As a unison, as a team, right? But she sees herself teaming up with this man more and better than anybody else that she's come into contact with. And ladies, this is why it's so important that you need to take heed as far as the chastity of yourself. You can't just be getting with every guy after every guy, going from guy to guy. Okay. You got to want something more long term, and really be serious about a man that's serious about you. But if you have your own notion of that, then of course you won't take a real man serious, and you'll still go from guy to guy. That leads to my next point. So, regarding how she might feel about not being able to live without a man, not being able to live without him, like she doesn't see it that way. Of course, in society, it's been to where a lot of the feminine feel that they can be without a man. Yet they want to call themselves leveling up to someone that pays more. When, in reality, that's not how you base your connection on someone. That just becomes something of a transaction instead of a true connection. Um, and all it does is uh, you're just taking away from him without giving anything back to him, right? So there's that too. Um, there's a lot more to say as far as just she just has to have a longing for that man. There's just something about him that as far as not necessarily her being in this sense of survival mode type of thing, but just in the sense of like literally she can't see herself living with any other man. Like there's something that this man does for her, does to her, that she really can't see herself trying to find from anybody else. Now, a lot of these girls that feel like they don't need a man and complain about a relationship, but really the complaint is you because you keep going from guy to guy. You've never had a need for a man, right? Per se. So, fellas, a lot of these girls you can't take serious because they don't really feel like they have a need for you. They don't really feel like they need you in their life. There's not this sense of urgency. There's not this sense of seeing you as something important. There's not this sense of them prioritizing you. You know, this sense of hypergamy, as far as has nothing to do with status. It has nothing to do with bank accounts. It has everything to do with character, morality, reality, and obviously intimacy. There's a lot of these things that she sees about you that she can't see in any other man. And that's what she goes with because she knows that's something long term. After all the status fades, after all the money withers, you two just have each other. And she needs to know that you got her. in that sense. Someone that can still give her a nice warm hug on a very, very, very cold night, right? Just that sense. And don't leave her, right? Like stay there and hug her and hold her. Don't leave her. Like for a gal that's thinking like that, that's really someone that looks at hypergamy a little different if it were to be in a sense that it actually benefits a man. Of course, in reality, this ain't really like that. And that's not really what hypergamy has been about. And that's why I'm such an antagonist towards it, because it doesn't benefit men. Just like a lot of modern marriage doesn't benefit men, hypergamy in its current form, if you will, doesn't benefit men either, because it's about what she wants, not really more or less what she needs, right? And so, with that sense, she might want him today and don't want him tomorrow because she found something else she thought she wanted. It was like she went to an ice cream store and saw different ice creams, right? And so, no pun intended on the cream part, but you get where I'm going with it. Just never satisfied, right? Just never satisfied. And so that could come with a lot of different notions of if she's never had something more stable in her life, hence her instabilities. So who knows what's the reason behind her getting around guys that were unstable, or she was unstable around these guys, who knows? But stability is a key component to the way a man can love a woman. It's him knowing she's going to stay with him and stay around him and really can't see herself living without him. And this can be, as the days go by, how she continues to communicate with him. And see, a lot of girls don't think about that. Like a real man, he is about her communicating with him on a regular basis. Not this idea that, oh, we can go a few days without talking. No, that's what little boys prefer. Little boys prefer that. Okay. So a man that's um, having you as like his other half, he needs to know how the other half of himself is doing on a regular basis, right? So that comes in the form of communication. Communication is key. So she's going to be communicating with him all the time. And I think this happens once she realizes that this is the type of man she always needed. Like until a girl really realizes she needed a man, right? Or she needs this particular man, she's going to just continue to think that she can go without. You'll see basically a lot of gals still going about this independent way per se instead of codependent per se, as it should be, or interdependent actually. That's what I meant to say. Until things become more interdependent with a lot of the feminine, you'll see a lot of them continue to drift because of the way society has made it to where they can move like this. But then there's going to come a day, I believe, where they won't be able to continue to move like this. Look at how things are being shut down for some of the feminine right now regarding some of their living situations, employment situations. Some of them can't move like they used to move. And now some of them are realizing they need a man. But if you don't have the mentality or the heart behind that, it still won't matter. So basically, it's going to be too late for some, right? So some of them will get more into the situation of hegemony versus hypergamy, right? And I've spoke on this before. Basically, she's willing to be subjugated to a guy, uh, even if she don't like him, whatever. Oh, now you need him, but he's not even someone that you're attracted to, or someone you know isn't even attracted to you. He's just using you, but you have no other options per se now, right? No other options, no way to go. You had these options back then. Now it's looking a little different. Whereas you had an opportunity versus options. You had an opportunity to be with a man prior who actually did like you. He took you seriously. He wanted you to be a part of his life, but you didn't want that back then. Now you're forced in a situation to be with a man that actually doesn't even like you, but he's using you, but you have no choice. So you like literally beg to be in that situation because you have nowhere to go in many different ways. Whereas you had somewhere to go back then. You had the opportunity to go with a certain man back then. So a real woman In these times, she will not take that opportunity for granted, especially when she knows that she cannot see herself living without this man. Like her thirst, literally, it'll be like her thirst for this man. She can't be without this man. She can't see herself living without him. And I think that becomes a sense of clarity that finally becomes music to a man's ears, because this is kind of sort of more or less represents this notion of what the old school loving was like, where even after a man has long passed away, she still doesn't want to be around other men, like as a widow type, because of such a connection and bond that she's built with the man prior. That's how deep it goes for her. And of course, shout out to the widows. With all due respect, I'm not saying you can't be with another man after your previous has deceased, but I am saying, just in more of the grander scheme of what I'm saying, you just feel so connected to that certain man that, yeah, it's going to be hard to really be around something or someone that eclipsed that in a many different ways. This goes deep. And not that you're actually trying to find a man to eclipse the previous that deceased. But yes, you do want to know that there's someone out there that likes you, that wants you to be a part of his life, like your previous that deceased. Um, so, but she has to feel that in herself. Like, there's a certain man, like, based on what I've experienced in my life, I know with this man, I'm going to go very far. You know, I'm going to have someone that's going to stay with me. I'm going to have someone that's going to be committed to me. I'm going to have someone that's going to love me. Notice I didn't say anything about money. Notice I didn't say anything about status, what he had, what he drives, where he lives, where he works. I didn't say none of that. I didn't say nothing about his clout. I didn't say nothing about his popularity. I didn't say nothing about his following on social media. I didn't say none of that, because that's a lot of the driving forces of what hypergamy is. Basically, nowadays, with a lot of these typical females that aren't trying to be real women, they want to go after the guy that's popping. He's on and popping, right? Whereas, in order for things to pop, you got to see it grow first. You got to watch the corn grow before you see it pop. But they don't want to talk about that. Ladies, that's the guy that you want to get with, the guy that is actually working on getting things to grow, not the guy that's just popping. Because he ain't even going to be probably the type of guy that's trying to grow with you to begin with. Thanks a million.